Hello, everyone. Are you there? We've been having a great time, but now we've got to do this show. So, thanks for tuning in. It's Friday night. What you're listening to is going to be a great show. Bit of a special show for tonight. We'll get to that in a bit. I think the guys will explain what's going on. With that, let me just do the old housekeeping, the like and subscribe and all that stuff, the notification bell, all that good stuff. There you go.
Subscribe, but don't like.
But don't like it. One or the other, not both.
No.
Take your choice.
Only like it if you really liked it.
Yes. Don't lie to us. How we don't really like it.
Yeah, they should bring back the don't like count.
Yeah, you know what? They should.
The same thing.
It's too nice.
Don't like and unsubscribe.
You only see the likes. You don't see the don't like.
Yes, don't like and unsubscribe. That's the way to go. Hey, everyone. We're here. Are you ready for death tonight? Because Ready for Death is here, plus me.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Get it over with.
I've got the old record behind me, proving that I didn't sell it. It still gets regular rotations.
Wow.
The new one's coming out. When's the new one coming out? When's it? Next week?
June, I already forgot. June 27th is the release date. Yeah. But our record release shows like now for a couple weeks after that, so I get it all mixed up.
What's the name of the record?
Pay with your face.
Dallas named it. Pay with your face.
Yeah, so it kind of came, like facial recognition and all that. I was pumping gas at the gas station. That they had like these commercials that are really obnoxious and you can barely understand what it is, And then it just had this one where I had this lady on a phone in her face, and she's like, and then it just said Apple Pay, and I was like, whoa. Pay with your face. So it just kind of took
that,
well, yeah.
Nice.
Oh wow, now you have to pay with your face. So it kind of
gotcha.
And from there, but now it's going to be just a normal thing eventually.
I think so.
But because it was even like with like flying, and it would be like to go through the airport, instead of having like a boarding pass, you're going to have to use your face to get through. Yeah. They're already implementing stuff like that. So it's not even going to be, it's already obsolete. Now they're like, hey, pay with your face. You always pay your face. It'd be like having an album called Pay with Money. Yeah.
Pay with Money by Ready for Death.
Yeah, it's like these little geezers. Yeah, it's like whether it was like before bartering times,
Pay with a beaver pelt.
Piece of paper. You won't believe it. You just give paper, get anything you want. Just a piece of paper.
Pay with a doubloon.
Yeah.
So next Friday is the day. Check out the new Ready for Death album out next Friday. Available at all discerning record stores.
Yeah.
See,
First comment.
It's a hot topic. Nice. All right. As usual, everyone knows what we're going to do. I think we've got 5 records or more. We're going to have a great time nerding out about. I got my 5 and some few cheeky extras that I'll use as props.
Excellent. I do like the setup. I never think that far ahead, but I appreciate that you do that.
I've got nothing to do. It's Saturday morning. What am I going to do? I'm going to drink a beer and figure out what records I'm going to talk about. Cheers, everyone. Should we get going? Cheers. Oh, that's good. I must apologize. I've got a confession to make. I was out on the town last night. I met Timmy Hefner. I went to a show. I went to see this band, Japanese Breakfast.
Nice.
Not usually my thing. I had a good time. We had some Japanese dinner. We had some Japanese beers. We went to see Japanese Breakfast. Came home, had a Japanese breakfast, and now I'm having some Japanese breakfast beers. So that's what's been going on.
Excellent.
I just wanted to show that record so I could say Japanese breakfast beers. It's not actually my pick. Artie, I think it was the last time you were on, or the time before that.
Okay.
You showed a record by a band, and I was like, shit, I used to have that record. But I went and sold it And I was like, I was super bummed because I'd sold the record and it was out of print, I think, at that time. But it came back in print, and I got it, and I got a few more records by that band, and I just got the new one just the other day, and I've been playing that. That's going to be my first pick. Swedish band, American singer. This was the record. I think this was the record that we were talking about.
Right.
Cave World by the Viagra Boys. This has so many hits on it. This is a classic. I think it's old enough that we can call this a classic now.
It's definitely a classic. Every song rocks on that album.
I mean, I started making a list of my favorite songs. It's like pretty much the whole album. But I think like Baby Criminal, Troglodyte, Punk Rock Loser, Creepy Crawlers is amazing.
That's a great one.
Ain't No Thief.
What year did that one come out?
Oh, it must have been about 3 years ago now, I think.
Yeah, 22 or 23.
2020, yeah, something like that. So yeah,
classic.
It is, man. It's amazing, and I've got the new one. Talking about the Viagra Boys, of course. I just got the new one out that came out a few weeks ago. Just great title. It's just like, has anyone ever done this before? Like just like moved one letter around in the band's name, moved it over to the second word.
Oh, that's awesome.
Great.
It's like,
Viagra Boys.
It's just such a simple like trick.
So you got the glory hole dude on the cover.
Yeah, pay. Maybe this person didn't. Is that paying for the face with the face? I don't know. So how does it stand up? What do you reckon? I don't know if anybody's heard this one yet. Didn't hit me as hard as
really,
but I've been playing it a lot, and it does reveal itself to be the future classic that Cave World already is. I know, man. This is a hard band to talk about. I mean, they remind me of the Stranglers a lot sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair.
The bass sound, and like sometimes Sebastian's like vocals sound a little bit like Hugh Cornwell. It's kind of like
the swagger,
the sleaze. But it's a modern band. There's lots of modern things going on. They've got these like super lazy. I call them lazy songs. It's like a real like simple, simple beat, and like it sounds real lazy. It's like, man, how long did it take you to put that song together? But they're deceptive. They creep up on you, and all of a sudden you're humming it on the train, and it's like, that's hard to do because like a lot of modern hip hop has that too, and I don't really like it. That real lazy, but somehow they managed to make it kind of dynamic with just this simple beat and like a little loop or something.
Yeah, it's interesting because in a way his lyrics have a kind of a hip hop. He's not rapping, but they have kind of that it's a skill that not many people have that are in bands that can kind of inject like a casual turn of phrase and make it sound like a catchy verse, or
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah,
he's like he's not really singing. He doesn't really sing. He does a little bit. There's melodies and stuff, but he's just like talking, telling stories, and telling stories from like the point of view of like unsavory characters, which I think a lot of people misunderstood. Maybe they're like, that's really him, and it's not. It's he's playing the part of like. It's obvious, to us.
He would be deceased if the songs were like.
Isn't he actually kind of an unsavory character? Like not like a bad man, but isn't he like a criminal, like in some capacity? Like
I don't know.
Story like isn't he like living in Sweden to evade like the feds or something, or is that myth?
Oh, I don't know. I thought he was an army brat, but I don't know the story honestly.
I know he's like.
What?
He's running from the military.
I know he like doesn't he have a tattoo shop? Isn't he? That's what he does, right? In Sweden, has a tattoo shop. But man, hard bound to kind of describe musically. Definitely something new and different and original. And I know there's some killer songs on this one too. I mean, I'm really getting side 2 is great. Like Store Policy is amazing, and You Need Me, which is kind of close to a kind of hip hop song, kind of the beat, like or like dance hall, even a little bit.
Oh, that's an interesting. Okay, yeah,
kind of right. Yeah, I mean, if you like Cave World, you're gonna like this one too. Although it did took me a bit longer to warm up to it. We've got. Go on. I'm
going to talk over you.
I was just wondering because people who are into hardcore punk like might not know the sort of like the hardcore punk connection with this band. Like two of the guys were in that band, Nitad from Sweden, like a raging like hardcore punk band. And one of the guys, he's quit now, but he plays in that band, Isotope Soap.
That I don't know.
Which is like him, and then it's the one of the guys. It's with Peter Swedenhammer from the Raped Teenagers.
Oh,
so pretty like deep Swedish punk and hardcore, like
so older. Yeah,
I said that. I was like,
yeah.
And I saw an interview with him actually, so I like watching their interviews. And the interview was like, "Hey guys, you want to recommend our listeners, a shit hard like Swedish record?" And I guess he thought they were going to come out with some like hip, trendy, new Swedish band, and they're like, "Yeah, actually, we kind of have one. It's this band called Anti-Cymex and their record Scandinavian Jawbreaker." And the guy was just like, "What the hell are these guys talking about?" I thought that was like pretty cool too, It's like, and they were like, "Yeah, and if you don't like that one because it's too metallic, go back and check out their second EP, Rape Gas or whatever." The guy, it was just not the answer that this guy was expecting.
That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, great band, great record. Don't be afraid. They're a big band, They're a big band.
Yeah, I need to go. Every time I hear it, I really like it, but I don't have any of the records. I've been meaning to kind of spend some time with them. They've always seemed like a super fun, kind of snotty, but like they have that catchiness you were kind of talking about. Like it's definitely,
playing here like next month or something, or sometime soon. So we should probably hit it up. It's that soul show,
right? That'll be fun.
I was going to say I'd love to see him live, because I think the records are produced well. They're produced nicely. They're real easy to listen to. When you see like live videos, wherever, the guitars are really turned back on the records. The guitars are way up front when they play live.
Interesting.
They're kind of buried a bit on the records. But it works fine. But when you see like live sessions, or the guitar is much more up front. That's my first pick, Viagra Boys. Viagra Boys.
It's interesting that didn't grab you right away, because I listened to the first single, the Man Made of Meat single off of that, and with the video, which is how I first discovered them, was the video for Sports.
Me too.
Yeah. So, but that Man Made of Meat video, I was hooked right there. So I didn't even care if any of the other songs sucked.
Okay.
I knew, at least I was going to have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope this person isn't talking about me.
Yes. Who are you talking about? Sebastian or Artie?
Not cool, man.
There you go. Yeah, I reckon Isotope Soap are a good band too. I'd agree with that. All right, Luca, what you got? What's your first pick?
My first pick is Black Vinyl Shoes by Shoes. This was like a 70s private press power pop band from Zion, Illinois. If you grew up around here like I did, Zion, Illinois was best known as the town that had the nuclear power plant. It has since been decommissioned. But this band, from the era when all the bands in Illinois were trying to sound like Cheap Trick, this was reissued by Numero. Their whole catalog was reissued by Numero, I think in 2012. I bought this then, but it's so fucking good. It becomes in my regular rotation every couple of years. And I'm currently having another moment with it. It is excellent. Like I said, very Cheap Trick, Midwest power pop, but it has like a scrappy DIY sort of sensibility to it. Like it sounds kind of weird in like a really charming, cool way. Just an amazing, incredible record. Instant modern
classic.
I didn't hear.
What year is that from?
Like 1970.
77. It came out.
Okay.
But the reissue, the Numero reissue was 2012. Their first 3 records were private press. I think this one had a small pressing on Sire, but for the most part, this band was forgotten in time until they were rediscovered in 15 years ago or whatever. If you like Cheap Trick, Artie, I know you do, and you like punk, Artie, I know you do.
I could be clutching at straws here. Isn't there like 2 versions of that? Like one is like the raw mix, or is it? That's kind of quite a raw sounding record, right?
It is. Yeah, it sounds really lo-fi. It's awesome. it's cool hearing a band that like does like the big star harmonies and stuff, but recorded in a very, it sounds like they was recorded in a basement in Zion. So it's really cool hearing like how raw and scrappy it is, but how ambitious it is to be like so grand like a big star Cheap Trick record. It's just a really cool collision of these ideologies that makes like a perfect record in my opinion.
It's classic. It's great. That's one of those ones where it's like you want to say, I can't believe that hasn't been shown before, because it's like one of those classics.
Yeah, I'm unaware of this band. So
yeah.
Okay.
The other records are good too, but I think that's the one. That's the one to get.
It's the one. It is the one. Yeah. It's worth noting that so when Numero did this in 2012, they were kind of seeking out a lot of other private press Illinois-based power pop projects, and they did this double LP collection called Buttons. It's called Buttons from Champaign to Chicago, and it's just all these weird private press power pop singles in the wake of Cheap Trick's fame. And there's so many like fucking bangers on this thing. It's highly recommended. Another one that like I bought when it came out 15 years ago, and I still jam it often in the house.
Buttons, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's a really, really great collection of songs. It's great. And then
sorry.
I was just going to say one more thing about that. There's a artist on that compilation called Julian Leal from Romeoville, Illinois, and then Hozak Records. They're like a local garage label, but they've kind of gone into more of a reissue era. They reissued his first record as well. So, like, some more like discoveries came out of the collection. So pretty cool stuff.
Now, what I was going to say, man, so many of those Numero comps are so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I bought so much stuff of that man, I love the comps on that label. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's high quality stuff. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, very cool stuff.
Beautiful. Everyone, that's a class. That's one that everyone should like. You know,
I'm gonna grab another beer real quick.
All right,
gotta keep it next to you like me.
Get one for me too. All right, Artie, shall we?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Well,
let's do it.
So, I don't know how to set this up. Like I said, I don't really plan ahead. Okay, so this is how I started on this jag. I go through a jag with this band every couple times a year, maybe. And I was at Maryland Death Fest last month, and my friend and I were going back and forth about what bands would drag their asses out of the grave and play, the next year, like who would be the big reunion bands. And I mentioned this band, and he was like, no, they're not metal enough, and they wouldn't fit. And I totally disagreed, and we went back and forth. But you tell me.
Oh,
yeah.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, I figured, because I've seen Infest at Maryland Death Fest. I've seen, I can't even remember all of them, but lots of like fast, heavy punk bands or bands that straddle punk and metal. And he wasn't buying into it. But for this is the reissue that came out on Zwart, which I normally don't buy reissues if I can get the original. But it was remastered, and it sounds like I streamed it before I bought it, and it sounds gigantic compared to the original. I have the original
vinyl. It's something wrong with it, isn't there? Like there's some pressing defects or
on this one?
No, on the original. On the original.
Oh, I don't know. I had to find one, but it just just always sounded kind of tinny, and it, when you listen to the remaster, you can totally tell like Vic was listening to like Haunting the Chapel and Show No Mercy, at the same time they were listening to like Amebix and whatever. It's when you hear the album, it sounds tinny compared to like any kind of heavy music that was around at the time. And then now this could stand up. They could like, play a stage with like Bolt Thrower or whoever. It just sounds amazing. The rhythm section is like just one of the best rhythm sections in any band of this type, then they're filling in for Kylesa. That's where I was going with that.
Okay.
They're like half of Kylesa now touring. So
oh wow.
Oh. Yeah, Roy, and who went on to be in Sepultura and whatever. Yeah.
He's in that band with the singer of Slipknot too, right?
Stone Sour.
That's it.
Oh my God, is he in that band?
Yes, he's a drummer.
I think he's just like, I think
he's still cool though.
He's still cool. He does a lot of those. He was struggling in Ministry too recently.
Last Melvin's record too.
He's been in a lot of good bands.
Yeah,
so we can
and then he was he played drums on the. I met him when he played drums for the Amoebics like reunion. He played drums for that. Like in Chicago. Yeah, he was real nice. Yeah. Yeah, but the stuff that guy's done.
Yeah, he's incredible. We asked when Milhouse was
sour to Amoebics, you know.
What's up?
Stone sour to Amoebics.
Oh yeah, well, versatile.
That money.
We had asked him to fill in for Milhouse like way back in the '90s, and he was really generous and very nice to us. But we were not, we were not in Roy Magura league. But it was nice that he was very, very
that's pretty awesome. You do that.
Very generous about it. Yeah, it's like
I met him. He was really nice, man. I only met him one time. He was so friendly and talkative and like
he's a sweetheart,
yeah.
But yeah, this was Nausea had mostly comp tracks, 2 7-inches after this, and that was it. Best band on the New York hardcore comp on the Way It Is comp by like a mile. This era is like, I think this is where they're at their peak. Right after this, Cyber God came out, which was like everybody, that's like maybe their biggest single. But I think all the material on this is like just blows that away. And then Amy quit after that, and then they kind of disintegrated. I never got to see them live, even though I was young and going to shows around this time. But I missed them. So
I think they would fit. I think so.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Absolutely. Especially in this day and age.
Yeah. They might not play their reggae song that's on this. They might avoid that, but maybe not. I don't know. So yeah, that's my pick. Nausea, Extinction. The reissue's probably still available from Svart.
I think so. Yeah. They didn't mess around. They tend to like make enough of their reissues and stuff. So. Right. Beautiful. All right, D-Ray, what you got?
All right. No, this was hard, man. That was not fair. So,
Bring him over.
Yeah. So, man, I got this box set for $1.
What?
Dude.
What is that?
Let's take a sentimental journey. Warm and wonderful musical memories for listening and relaxation. 9 LPs for $1.
I wonder why.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude, it comes in with a mood dial. Check this out. It's from 1970. Dyna Groove technology. But dude, look at this. It comes out like this mood dial.
Whoa.
He's like, you want to dance time varieties? It'll tell you which track on the 9 LPs to play.
Wow.
The lights are low. It's got some when the lights are low in mood. It'll tell you if you want a quick one, it's record 8 side 2. And that's for 30 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. And then these 9 LPs are like really good condition. It was $1. And so I work in the front office of my job, and there's a record player right there. So, dude, every time I put it on, it's like old big band, Lawrence Welk, Benny Goodman. It's recorded really good. It's just big. It sounds really, it's super dated. It was like, because this came out in 70. And so I'll put it on, and everyone in the office was like, what the heck? What is this? And then I bust out the sundial, and it was like, whoa. Yeah, so $1, 9 LPs. It's this major talking point. I didn't even got through all 9 LPs yet. I think I've gotten through about 5 of them.
What's your favorite track on there?
Wait, you're in the correct mood to listen to some of them, right?
I said, what's your favorite?
What was that?
What's your favorite track on the collection?
Oh man, it's been too many.
Let's consult the mood. The mood dial.
Yeah, what are you in the mood for right now?
You can see it.
That's
There's
amazing.
all the songs and all the different. It's like,
wow.
It has blues that doesn't sound like the blues at all. You're like, what? And then there's some country and western stuff. It doesn't sound like country. To me, it just all sounds like big band. Like everything.
Cool.
I don't know. But some of the stuff's probably recorded in the 50s, or like, 50s and 60s.
Peak big band.
Uh-oh, am I getting called?
Era.
Uh-oh. Hey, you can say hi to it.
Hello.
This is who named our band.
Oh, hey, no.
Yeah.
Una.
Our band. I was sitting here playing my 9 LP box set, and somebody comes and goes, "Ready for death!" with the sword. Yeah. Okay, all right, that's it. That's literally how our band got our name.
That is.
So
That's
yeah,
funny.
she just came in, "Ready for death!" with the sword, and just started like, wow. That's a band name. Is that taken? And I started like searching it as I'm getting assaulted with one of those styrofoam swords.
I like how when she first did that, she was like 6 years old, and then she's still 9 now, and she's still doing it. She's still rocking in the
No,
fucking
she's
head.
5. Our band was named by a 5-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a that's a first. I think a 9 LP box set with a mood dial is
For
definitely
$1.
not being,
$1 in good condition.
not being done yet.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it for $1? Where,
It worked. It was like in a bargain bin. They were like, this.
okay.
And I was like, oh man, Sentimental Journey. I was like, how much? He's like, $1. I'll take it. So I've been jamming it in the front room for like a month. And everybody stops like, what the hell is this? And
That's awesome.
oh man. So I was like, when we were doing this, I was like, yeah, I gotta bring Sentimental Journey.
Well, I have a 9 LP box set for my next pick, but
now you can't.
this, I got like it's a kind of a story. So this never happens. So when I was buying this record from the record store, like the Japanese guy behind the counter was like, he's like, if you like that record, I've got something for you that just came in. That never happens. They don't, like Japanese record store clerks, they're not too pushy. They don't really do it. He's like, I really want you to have this record. It sounded like he was going to give it to me. Of course, I ended up buying it. But he's like, yeah, you got to get this record. And I was in a good mood, so I was like, okay, I'm buying it. I'd never heard of this band, and I brought it home, did a bit of research. They're from Wales, Cardiff, and I've been to Cardiff. That's about as much as I know about this band. I guess they broke up 20 years ago and just got back together and put out a record after 20 years. I'm hoping someone knows more about this band than I do, because I pretty much know nothing. Lowercase Letters band.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
McCluskey.
12 things that we did.
Yeah.
Whoa!
That was up next.
Really? That's weird. I did not see that coming.
Man, that's
So funny.
So what do we know about McCluskey, Artie? What do we know about McCluskey? Welsh band?
They're a Welsh band that sounds like a Midwestern USA band.
Yeah.
It's real like noise, like 2000s AMREP.
Yeah.
Noise rock, Jesus Lizard.
Well, yeah, in some parts it's thinner though than a lot. It doesn't have the bottom end that a lot of those bands have. I felt like it was pretty shellacky, but if you went back in time and grabbed like John Lydon right after like this is what you want, this is what you get, and you put him in the band and made him and told him it was a hardcore band, you know?
Yeah, it's real like snotting, like the lyrics are fucking like like sneering and snide and sarcastic, and it's kind of abrasive. But yeah, you're right, it's kind of thin. But you know, I did find out that Steve Albini did produce like some of their other records.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Which obviously he didn't do this one. But yeah, it's like being taken back to 2000s kind of noise rock. But like the songs are kind of catchy though.
Oh, very. Yeah.
Right?
To me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of theirs for a while, so I've been.
Oh, wow.
And then that dude went on to be in Future of the Left, who had at least one good record that I own, but I don't know if they had more than that. And then he was in like some other bands. But so the fact that they could hit the ground running after 20 years, it's not that surprising, but it sounds amazing. Like, you know, it doesn't sound like it sounded like that could have come out like the year after their last one.
Okay. So it stands up to their older records. It's
100%. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They don't have a bad record. They have some filler here and there, but yeah.
I'm kind of the same with Mike. I kind of like, wait, I was not familiar with him at all.
No, McCluskey. When I think of McCluskey, when I think of the name McCluskey, I think of two things. Like the singer of Orchestral Moon Was in the Dark was called something McCluskey. I don't know if they named the band after him. And another one, which is more obscure. If you're not from the UK, you won't know this. But there was a TV show, like in the 80s, a kids' TV show called Grange Hill, which was about school life in a sort of rundown London school. And I think it was either like the head mistress was called Mrs. McCluskey. I think that's a more likely contender for where they got the name of this band from. But who knows? Who knows? I have no idea. They have the best song titles too, almost on a sort of Viagra Boys, The Unpopular Parts of a Pig.
That's great.
Great.
And most of those song titles are choruses, so it's just like remarkable how he does that. Yeah.
I know. The Competent Horse Thief.
Yeah.
The Kafkaesque novelist, Franz Kafka.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Way of the Exploding Dickhead. Amazing. And it's funny, they did this thing, there's the song called The Battle of Los Anglesey.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Anglesey is an island off the coast of Wales, but they decided to spell it in the way that the Australian town spells it, instead of spelling it the way that the Welsh island spells it. They're zany guys, you know, these guys.
I found out again, like I found out about a band from a video that was like sort of going around at the time, but they had the video for Lightsaber Cocksucking Blues was their big song in the early 2000s. And I was like, what the fuck? And I immediately like bought everything that they had put out. You know?
I got some catching up to do.
Yeah.
McCluskey, the world is still here.
Man, I need to check that out, man. That sounds right up my alley.
Paul's asking me to pass it down. Paul's asking me to do the pass it down thing, but I think it's difficult from the diagonal angle.
Work.
Dude, that's so funny. Y'all had the same album.
There we
go. You guys have the same one.
Yeah, well, I don't know which one you got, Mike. Mine is they made a clear version just for
did you get the clear one too?
So
I got the
they're not exactly
okay.
Blue. There you go. Ipikakrak. That's the guy from Faith No More's label.
Yeah.
It's Mike Patton's label, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Wow.
Cool. Did you watch their Fret 12? They did a Fret 12.
Oh yeah, they did do a Fret 12. I didn't watch that yet. No, I keep meaning to.
How was it?
It was good. I mean, they sound awesome. You know.
Yeah, that's where I kind of was like, oh, okay. I saw them through that, and then I saw Epicac was putting it out, and then I was like, wait, this band is like, yeah, and I was like, I need to check it out, and then just I'm glad both of you guys did it.
Yeah, there's this guitar shop, Mike, in Chicago that does like they'll have like live sessions that they'll do video of, and we were Ready for Death did one like year and a half ago, and I was asking the dude what was coming up next. He's like, we have McCluskey coming in here next week. I'm like McCluskey, like, and they did a session too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The cop in The Godfather, was he called McCluskey? That's probably more likely than my headmistress from 70s UK.
I don't remember the name of the cop in The Godfather. I mean,
let us know in the comments where McCluskey got their name from. If you have any other suggestions apart from ours.
Cool.
All right, Luca, what's your next pick?
My next selection is Havens by Alan Licht. This is a solo guitar record. Alan Licht is a New York experimental guitarist. He kind of comes from the school of thought of like Jim O'Rourke. It's kind of minimal. He has some free jazz material, but this record, his newest one, it's very deliberately paced, minimal solo guitar. It's 4 sides and there's 6 songs on it, so that's kind of the pacing of it. He's not a shredder. It's not like John Fahey where he's like doing really intricate playing. It's like repetitive chords. It's all about building mood. It's really powerful stuff. And he kind of, for being a solo guitarist, he kind of covers a lot of ground on this. Like there's a few songs that sound kind of like almost like a solo Sonic Youthy sort of thing, just like pretty interesting chords and odd tunings. Then he's got like also some like fingerstyle folk stuff, and then he's got some like super overdriven noisy stuff, and then there's even like a super earnest like singer-songwriter track on there where he sings like a little love song. But he's just like an incredible talent with strange music. I don't know. It's like I think a lot of like rock listeners watching the show probably aren't too familiar with his work, but it's worth noting that
check it out.
That like handful of years ago, Lee Ronaldo from Sonic Youth put a new band together called like Lee Ronaldo and the Light or something, I think. But Ellen Licht was the other guitar player. So he's kind of like of that like Jim O'Rourke, Sonic Youth sort of school playing. So if you're into minimal, deliberately paced, slow solo guitar music, highly recommended stuff right here.
Is that new? Is that a new one? Is that new?
Yeah, it came out earlier this year.
Wow, cool.
And it came out on this label VDS Q, and they put out like a lot like Sir Richard Bishop and just a lot of like a lot of solo guitar music.
Wow.
Yeah. It doesn't really rock, but it's fucking good.
It doesn't rock.
You can't rock 24/7.
No, I rarely do, honestly.
The mood dial has shown.
Yeah.
Many moods.
Yeah, you need other moods and times, quick ones, and so on.
Yeah,
you can't all be
questions that I'm not often rocking.
All right, Artie, are you going to be rocking or?
Yes, you took the wind out of my sails with McCluskey, but
we can do it. I think it's great actually when someone has.
Man, that's pretty awesome, man. What are the chances? Like, how many hours you guys gonna have?
I did not expect that. I didn't think anyone would be
That's
familiar.
pretty wild.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I'm glad you did because I've been meaning to check that out.
Yeah, now you got two people telling you.
Yeah, no excuse.
How Mike was describing it, it's kind of like then yeah, I need to check this out.
All right, well, I'll just pivot to some friends of ours, not really mine because I don't know them, but local band. Currently, in my opinion, best band in Chicago, next to us.
Luggage.
Promo Code.
Yeah. Oh man.
This came out last year on Relapse. They had a few demos too, but this is and they're not really well known outside of Chicago, I don't think, or outside of the people who buy everything Relapse puts out. But I don't think they're going to be, they don't tour. They're all our age and stuff like that. So they when we had a side conversation, they were like, "Yeah, we're happy to be Relapse's tax write off." They don't think that it's going to recoup, but it's a great death metal record. It's a classic death metal record in kind of the Bolt Thrower style. But a little more, if Bolt Thrower is like, futuristic warfare, this is more like Conan the Barbarian, and his voice is less booming and more like the dude from Night. He's got that kind of rumbling, like, I'm just dragged down here, don't mind me, that kind of like raspy, low, like, but it sounds more like a snarl, so it comes off really well. And there's a judicious use of double bass here and there, and that that's not like overwhelmingly, it's not like a Suffocation record or something where it's just in a technical onslaught. This is like just a grinding kind of churning war death metal. Guys from Indian who I saw once, and I own one of their records, but I don't know. And I think they're just kind of well known. Luca, you probably know more about these dudes than I do.
Yeah, Will and I used to be roommates.
Yeah,
the bass player Will used to be an Indian, but he and I used to be roommates back in the day.
Okay.
Will was also in Wolves in the Film.
I bought that cab from him, that Mesa cab.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh no, I did know that.
Yeah, those dudes have been in a bunch of notable bands. Like Will was also in Wolves in the Throne Room. Farn the drummer has been in a ton of bands. Like they're like they're heads.
Yeah. They're legit. They remind me. They have that kind of an attitude. I don't know if anybody will know, like the Dying Light from New York, or some of the sort of more underground death metal bands from New York that were very street level, and kind of like you just knew they were lifers, even though they were never going to get like that high level of respect, that whatever, but they're just like gnarly dudes, and that's the vibe I get, even though I don't know these guys personally. To describe them that way, that's what the music sounds like, those bands in New York. So yeah, Primal Code, Opaque Fixation.
Hell yeah, good band.
Is D-Ray searching for his next pick?
Yeah, well, I had one, but him doing that one reminded me of this one.
You're gonna okay.
Oh, you're switching it up.
You ready?
Yes, ready.
Okay, yeah, this is another Chicago band. More Bird.
Oh
man.
Yeah.
Oh man, the guitar playing. It's my buddy Nate. Guitar playing on this through the roof, drumming's through the roof. It's so good. It's like grind prog. It's like prog grind. I don't know. It's so good. And my buddy Nate's right hand and some of the guitar stuff on this. Oh man, it's great. Yeah. So that, like, as far as like another shout out to a Chicago band. Yeah. So
Are they done? Or are they not playing anymore? Or
not that I heard of. I don't know.
Wretched Blessing's doing a lot. I saw that.
What was that?
What's Ray's the singer's band Wretched Blessing? They seem to be doing a lot lately.
Yeah, I don't know as far as the status of that. I don't know if they're just kind of just maybe writing a new record. I don't know. I have no idea. But
what's the name of the band again? I didn't quite.
Immortal Bird.
Bird.
Okay, I've heard of that band, Immortal Bird.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, they're definitely buddies and definitely something to check out. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. They I remember they opened for Emperor here, and it felt really out of place, because they're basically, for practical purposes, they play metal, but they're punks. Mm-hmm. And they were like, what the fuck? Like they were just like kind of.
It was awesome to see them there.
It was cool. It was really cool.
It brought it, man. I thought they sounded better than Emperor.
Yeah.
Well, they had my buddy Patrick doing sound.
Mm-hmm.
They sounded better than Emperor, man. I mean, that's a tough.
Oh yeah.
Aragon playing that kind of stuff that fast. Yeah. And man, it was so cool to see that.
Oh, that was great.
I mean, once the Emperor came on, it was cool, but it was all like trebly and like.
I hate
and
that
their
shit.
sound guy didn't probably know the room, but Patrick did. He's worked that room, He's like Russian Circles guy. So he that's a tough room, man. Aragon is an echo chamber. It's so hard to get a good sound. So if you're not used to that room, and you come in there, you're probably like, oh, it must be so hard. So Patrick, he knows that room. He's a local guy. And he's
going like an anti-Live Nation rant on stage too.
Yeah. It
wasn't a rant, but it was. It felt
It was great. It was great.
It was cool. It was cool.
Beautiful, man. To see my friends up there doing that, and just God, it's so gnarly.
Yeah, they're a good band.
It was packed.
I have their album somewhere in here too, actually.
Yeah.
Man. Around for it. But yeah, I was just listening to that.
Cool.
Actually, it was. I think this was recorded by the same guy that recorded the Primal Code.
Oh, really?
I think it was a top. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I was looking at my picks this morning. I was like, man, I'm kind of like real indie rock this weekend, and I was going to have like a buffer between my next indie rock pick.
Right.
Fuck it. I'm going to go full on. I'm going to continue on the path that I'm on with this, man. Okay, I like the idea. I like the idea of like the big major label like rock band that are really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody have any like suggestions? I'm not the Foo Fighters, but like a big, almost like mainstream rock band who is fucking cool.
Like
Luca, Turnstile.
It's like signed to a major label,
but not necessarily, but kind of that, either a big indie or a major,
I think Gojira.
Deftones.
Deftones, good. I was the band that kind of came to mind for me was Queens of the Stone Age, but they're
Matador now, right?
They just so I think what's that record called? The really good one, Like Clockwork, that came out when that came out. I thought that was going to kind of elevate them to a higher level. I thought that record was incredible, and then they just dropped off so hard. Like after that, the next two, it's gone, man. The magic's gone. You know, that record was like really kind of Bowie-ish. So anyway, that was kind of my train of thought with this. Is like, okay, this band kind of almost could be, but they don't want to be. They're like a super DIY band with like DIY ethics, but they almost could be a big, cool like rock band. The music is sometimes like that. They're from England too, and I've been kind of working my way backwards with this band. They're new to me. Look at this record; it's super dark looking. The record's super dark. This is a band called Hey Colossus. Hey Colossus.
Yeah, that looks familiar.
They've put out 14 LPs.
What?
Since in like less than 20 years, maybe. Like since in 21 years, 14 LPs.
Jeez.
And so this is the newest one from 2023. You know, it's all the tags. It's post rock, it's indie rock, it's noise rock, it's psych, it's psychedelic, it's indie, you know, it's krautrock. But this record in particular, it's super dark, man. It has this like almost like folk horror, like medieval theme kind of running through it. But man, there's such an incredible band, like heavy, dark, foreboding, but with like really good tunes and melodies too, and good musicians, good singing. So that's why it just reminded me of that Queens of the Stone Age, like Clockwork record. It's kind of a big record that could break through to the mainstream, but they don't want to be that. They're a total like DIY underground band. Such a cool band. I've been as I said, I've been working my way backwards. This is from 2 years ago. Man, I'm not sure how well their records are distributed in the States. They're on Wrong Speed Records.
I saw that. I saw that at a record store somewhere. That cover looks real familiar.
And it's real.
What is it? What did you say it kind of sounded like?
It's you can't actually really compare them to like one particular band, but it's definitely like it's indie rock and post rock. But they also have longer like krautrock songs on some of their other records, and it's like super heavy and like dark and that kind of like.
Oh, okay.
Just a great band, like great songwriters. I'd recommend it to anyone who's sort of into like indie rock, anything like that. But it's like super dark and claustrophobic. So this is like the newest one from 2023. So I've been like going backwards.
What are the vocals like?
Dark, claustrophobic. Luke and I we bounce our heads.
You know, it's super like.
Here, anybody want anything?
Snickers. I've been working my way backwards with this band. I got fucking 2 copies of this. It's like 2 different versions. This one has Mark Lanigan singing a song on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they wanted and they wanted to get him back to sing on this, but obviously he passed away. So this is amazing too. This one has like a really long like krautrock, like a psychedelic like krautrock song on it. This one's pretty cool as well. 4 Bibles. And this one's cool too. This is the Guillotine. This one has Nick Turner from Hawkwind playing on it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so they get like guests.
Yeah, everything you're saying, I'm like, yeah, like
I did think of you actually when I made this pick. I was like, this could be up like Luca's.
Yeah.
Ali, great band. But I would start with the newest one. Do what I did and start with a new one and like go back.
Cool.
And apparently they've progressed quite a lot from how they started out. They've got some great videos on YouTube too that you can check out for some of the songs on that record. But hard band to describe, and I haven't improved in my band describing skills over the 121 episodes that we've done. But great band. That's all I'll say. That could be a bigger band, but they don't want to be. But they could be. Yeah. Cool. Hey Colossus, In Blood. Wrong Speed Records, 2023.
What kind of pace is that to make 14 fucking albums in 21 years?
Like, crazy, and they have other bands too.
You barely write a fucking song in the 6 months.
What have we been doing with what are we doing? But like Joe from the band also is in this band. This is my favorite record of the year. I talked about it. This AAA Gripper record, which is on Wrong Speed Records too. It's amazing as well. So he's in that band too. They're another band, not only that band. So that dedicated dudes.
Man, who else, man? King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard. Like, I sell so many records. I sell so many of their records, but they're all different ones.
I think
it's insane. It's insane that band's output. It's like, what? I don't even know what. I'm like, whoa! I don't even know where to start. It's the most. Show me someone that's putting out more shit than them.
Yeah, I think Hey Colossus are more
box set live, 5 LP colored psychedelic. The next time I sell so much of it, but every time I sell one, it's a new title. It's not like you're selling. Yeah. It's bonkers. That band, like, whoa.
That can be a turnoff to checking a band out. You don't know where to
there's a different vibe with Hey Colossus and that band. That band just seems to put out like anything that they record.
Yeah.
Like Hey Colossus doesn't feel like that. It feels like there's a lot of work put into every one of their records. But
right.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Luca.
Well, on the subject of prolific output, this is Made Out of Sound by Bill Orcutt and Chris Corsano, a meeting of the minds of two of the greatest improvisers living right now.
They do improv, like comedy?
Drummer guitar duo. They come from very different backgrounds. Corsano's kind of like a free jazz dude, and Bill Orcutt, the guitar player, he's a noise rock guy. He was in Harry Pussy in the 90s and 80s. But he's
man, I think I stayed with somebody that was in a band called Harry Pussy one time.
Where was it?
I'm not kidding. I think it was in Connecticut somewhere. It was like a hippie couple. Yeah. It was like, oh man, it was in Connecticut. Yeah, I wonder if it's the same guy.
Yeah. It's
where was he from? Connecticut?
No, I think Harry Pussy started in like South Florida, and he lives in Oakland.
There might have been several Harry Pussies then.
Yeah, probably. It's a common name.
Yeah, so, like they were like a super intense noise rock band. Corsano's like kind of jazz drummer. But this collaboration between them is really cool. It's not a jazz record at all, but it's kind of in the spirit of jazz. Like the playing is super atonal and busy and bizarre and intense. And the drumming is like off the charts. He's doing crazy shit. But it comes across more like a rock record, but it's not a rock band. But I mean, like Corsano, Bill Orcutt has like 100 records out, and he's just like a wild guitar player. And a lot of his stuff is solo, and it's really, really interesting being solo. But like hearing him and Corsano together, just like two wizards of like strange, abstract.
Man, I need to check that out.
Yeah, dude, Dallas, you would love this shit.
Yeah, man.
It's like super frenetic.
I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, it's almost like this is like kind of a stretch maybe, but it's like if jazz was by like a punk band, it's super intense and like rough around the edges and frenetic and high energy and powerful, but it's also like it's very listenable. It's really cool shit. I've seen them live play as well, and it's like an experience. It's really, really cool to see these two together.
Yeah, I need to kind of get back into some more acoustic stuff. Yeah.
It's not acoustic. It's electric. He plays.
It's electric. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
It's great shit.
Mechanical Joey. Robert was saying he's listening to a Mechanical Joey
by Orcutt, probably.
Oh.
Yeah. His stuff's really cool. He released one of the best shows I saw last year was the Bill Orcutt Guitar Quartet. It's just 4 guitar players playing these like crazy things in unison and like intersecting their parts, and his playing's very, very rhythmic and powerful. It's just really cool stuff.
Okay,
I'm probably in the wrong ballpark, but is it anything like the Casper Brotzman stuff?
It's
not really.
No, not really. It's
okay.
It's more rooted in like punk, really.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
This is troubling because I feel like this is dangerously close to people talking about fish.
No, not at all.
Okay. I thought I was going to have to speak up.
No. There's no there's no jam band happening.
Oh man.
Okay.
I can't
To the
say
layman, it sounds like fish.
No. It's like noise rock jazz kind of. It's
Okay.
cool.
Sounds cool. Yeah.
You might. I don't know if you'd like it, Artie. Dallas, you would definitely like it.
All
That's
right.
all.
I like music that sounds like shit.
Yeah, man.
All right. So
You know what I'm talking about? They get it.
got a lot of guitar nerd friends in the chat. That's
Yeah,
pretty
my
cool.
new friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit me up. DM me.
Gross. What was I going to say? Oh, so we have here in the U.S. our president is Donald Trump. He's doing a fantastic job. I think we all agree, and things are just going really well. So in the first couple of, I think I even sent this through in the Ready for Death group chat, but in the first couple of months, it seemed like, and it's not going to slow down anytime soon, but it was it just seemed like every single thing he did was like the opposite of what made sense, and so this album kept popping into my head, especially mostly the cover, but then I started listening to it more, which was
Nice.
BGK. Dutch. This is still sealed. Well, this isn't sealed; it's open, but it's in the shrink. My old copy was beat to shit, so I upgraded after I started thinking about this record all the time for the last couple of weeks. But it's great. I mean, first of all, they spelled wrong, so already something's going wrong, right? So, and then all this stuff is not good. That's wrong. That's happening. So it's an ironic title. That's what I'm trying to explain. So this is the lyrics are like, timeless. Like you could just cut and paste, for the most part, with a few updates, it would be completely relevant. The music is like sort of riding the fence between the snarly smarminess of like the Dead Kennedys, but at times it sounds just like Cause for Alarm or Victim in Pain. So it's like right in the middle of those two. So it's like really fast hardcore, but the songs are songs. It's not just like blurry. It's not like, Coro 7-inch or something like that. It's like, it's fucking like, catchy choruses and everything else. So yeah, like injected insanity, computer control. It's just like Jonestown Aloha, which is great because this is their second album. The first album is called Jonestown Aloha. Yeah. But then this one has a track with that title. So kind of interesting. But yeah, it's all like, it's just a classic hardcore record, but it's got a jangly, like kind of adultness almost to it.
It's weird. It's like you're right. It's kind of like got a thin guitar sound.
Right. Yeah, like a little bit of like a, not Minutemen, but like at times it's just not, there's no crunch to it. And then it'll shift into like a Agnostic Front song. But it's what was I gonna say about this band? I'm totally spacing. Oh, it was guys from, I had to look on the internet to learn this, but there was guys from the Nitwits who went on to then form this band, and then the Nitwits had like a reunion in like the 90s, I think, which is probably, I thought they were a new band back then, but so anyway, kind of funny. I don't know how much this band played in the US, so I'm not sure how big they were here.
I think they did. I saw them in England in like 1986, 87.
That was when this came out, 86, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw them in England in my hometown, and I want to say, I could be wrong, this is how my memory is remembering it. I think it was BGK, Heresy, Ripcord and the Stupids.
That sounds sick.
I could be twisting I think that was the line of it. It might have been slightly different, but it was something like that.
What year was this, Mike?
It was like 87, I want to say.
How old are you? How old are you?
Now? 58.
No, then.
Whatever 58 minus...
Oh.
20. 20. I would have been 20.
How big was the show?
Like a couple of hundred, maybe, something like that, I want to say. 100 people.
That's amazing. That's an amazing bill. Ripcord and fucking Heresy.
Or something like that. I sometimes get things mixed up, and one band might not have played.
How was it?
It was. I think it was pretty good. As far as I remember, it was a couple of minutes back. It was a while ago. I can kind of vaguely remember. I remember like a lot of bandanas tied to clothing. Because that was style back then, like the Scape, especially like Heresy and Lam and all those bands wore a lot of like bandanas around every available inch of their bodies and clothing.
I tried that look in like 10th grade. I had bandanas tied around my leather jacket and my jeans every day, and they would just fall off. I don't think I knew how to tie a good knot. So yeah, it was a brief. But, very
it's a
brief
look.
case.
It's a look that did come back in the 2000s, right? With Y2K thrash or whatever.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Long work. They did tour the US. There you go, with Raw Power and Ristitate. There you go.
Oh wow. I mean, I graduated high school in 1992, so I probably was not going to be aware of the show with BGK and
too busy tying knots.
Yeah, busy learning how to tie things.
All right.
Learning how to jerk
That's
off.
a great pick. People tend to always talk about the first album. I like that one just as much,
Yeah, I do too. I've heard their other stuff. This is the only one I own. And it's only I got it from like Alternative Tentacles in like the early 90s. And yeah, it just fucking. I listened to the older stuff, and it sounds pretty straightforward, hardcore, and everything. But this has way more.
I like it better too. It's but there's that amazing there's that amazing collection with the terrible artwork, a Dutch Feast, which has all the photography on it. I think
it's just got like a black and white photo on the front. It looks
I think it looks like a John Yates work of art, maybe just.
Wonderful,
but great record. Great record. All right, D-Ray, what you got? What's your next pick?
Oh man, okay.
You got to stand up and go and get it.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Look at that one.
You got it. You got that.
You got it.
Yeah.
What is that?
It original?
Merryweather Kryptonite. Man.
Is that an original?
Yeah, it's original promo.
Oh shit!
Yeah. It's my Father's Day present to me. Yeah, man, it's badass. It's so awesome. This record, I just kind of stumbled on it on like a playlist, like a Spotify playlist, and Kryptonite came on. I was like, man, what is this?
That's such a good song.
Oh man, this album is so cool. It's just, man, it's just this hidden gem. I don't know much about it. Like but man, and then the guitar playing on it is really awesome. This guy, Michael Willis, and I've been looking online. I can't find much about him, but man, the guitar work on this is so awesome. It's so musical.
Move the cover closer so you can see the cover.
Yeah. Okay. Look at that.
Look at that. And then look at these dudes. Like, it's so I'm obsessed with this album.
Hang on, slow down.
It's so good.
What's the name of the band?
It's just this dude. He plays bass. It's his band. Neil Merryweather. This guy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Neil Merryweather.
Yeah, he was a producer. I don't, it kind of, I don't know much about it. It just kind of exposed this kind of like, whoa. But this album, man, is
Is it from the 70s?
It was called the Space Rangers. Whoa. These dudes in the back are the Space Rangers. Yeah.
No, what year is it from?
What?
What year is it from?
1975.
Whoa.
This album is 50 years old. It got shipped to me from Hawaii.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's in great shape. How in the hell did it stay in great shape even coming from Hawaii with our postal system?
Yeah, I'm surprised the plane didn't crash.
Yeah, but I didn't even know it was coming from Hawaii. I was like, oh shit, it's coming from Hawaii. I was like, United States. Anyway, it's been worth it, man. I was nervous about it, but yeah, it's Father's Day.
That's a good record. Yeah.
Man, they're getting old. Used to, you can find them all day long. But man, it's just got the vibe of it, the keyboard mellotron and the guitar playing. It's got this subtle prog element, but it's still tough, rocking, and catchy and dynamic. And it's just, man, it looks like the cover. It sounds like the cover.
It does.
And it sounds like the back too. Anyway, yeah.
Devin is saying it sounds a little bit like Cathedral in parts, which if it does, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's man, it's epic. It just, man, it's so cool. I don't know.
Man, I'm intrigued. You got me. Yeah, I'm intrigued by that one.
Yeah, I don't think it's been bootlegged or repressed or anything. It's really hard to find that.
It looked like it was kind of a sleeper. My buddy at work was telling me, he's like, "Hey man, get those $10 all day long." And I started looking like, "No, dude, no, you can't."
You know what it kind of reminds me of?
Like repress it, you'd be fine. You know, it'd be like $20-$30, but
it kind of reminds me. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Captain Beyond, a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like,
whoa.
Yeah.
But there's like an early King Crimson kind of element to it. It's got like the guitar playing on it. Like, It's Quarter Crimson King like production on it.
You're saying all the right words and in the right order.
Yeah, but it's more fun. It's more, you know, it's got this still just rock Odyssey, just like open it. It's a little more triumphant.
Captain
So,
wow. I'm on the hunt for that.
The tones are from that era, like the gear they're using and
it's
like
very
guitar tones and the mellotron stuff and the dynamics. It's, man, the punchiness of the drums.
Wow.
You can't make an album like that now.
Is he American? Was that American or was it a UK guy?
What was that?
Was it a UK guy or was it American?
He was a bass player producer, and
like
then he did some solo albums.
Was he from?
What was that?
Was he from here or was he from like England or?
I can't remember.
It looks very American to me. I don't know, like
guys. I consulted the Oracle. He's Canadian.
Canadian.
Okay. I'm a Neil Merryweather poser. I love it. I just found out about it, and I didn't
know either. I've been listening to that since you put it on our playlist.
Man. Dude, why haven't I heard
now? It's really listened to.
Why didn't I hear this sooner?
It's a good. It's a good fucking record. Yeah, I looked at it too, but it's expensive if you treated yourself to that.
Yeah. I normally don't do that. Give me a good reissue. Sounds good.
Yeah, someone needs to get on. That needs a reissue, right?
I was like, I want this on a copy. I want a good copy of it. It's the first time I've ever really kind of done that.
You got to treat yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway,
beautiful. I mean, I'm really intrigued by that one. Okay, it's my turn to show some hardcore punk. It's about time, right? Fourth round. Inepsy. Any Inepsy fans? Any Inepsy fans in the house?
I thought they had a good record that they kept putting out. You know, I don't know. They're fine. Yeah.
Well, you know, people might have noticed that all their records are being reissued, which is cool. So if you're an Inepsy fan,
only buy it as a box set.
This one might be for you because it contains half of the band, half of Inepsy, with some old school dudes who were kind of doing what Inepsy did, like in 1984. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this band called the Unruled.
Whoa.
The Unruled, who are around in the 80s and like in 84 put 1 7-inch out in 84 and they played with Discharge,
Unruled,
and the Dead Kennedys and Direct Action and Genetic Control and MDC. There's all the old flyers from back in the day, right? From 84, 85. They put out 1 7-inch and then broke up. But they're from Montreal, same place as Inepsy. And I guess in like the mid 2000s, a couple of these old guys got together with Shaney and the drummer of Inepsy and got the band back together. But this time you got Shaney from Inepsy on the vocals and the drummer of Inepsy on the drums. So it's funny. It's just, this old band that played like Motorhead, kind of GBH hardcore, half of that band with this newer band that also kind of does the same thing. So the results are obviously going to be pretty great.
Wow.
But this record is way more straightforward. I mean, Ineptity is pretty straightforward, man.
Cover. Artie, that looks like something you come up with.
It's pretty cool. Hey, you know, this was done by a world-renowned artist.
That's pretty gnarly, man.
That is pretty incredible.
It's Shaney. It's the Ineptity vocalists. Handiwork.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty good at drawing.
I guess so.
Yeah, not bad. Pretty good. I guess that's why they got him. But yeah, sounds like Ineptity, but doesn't it? Like, okay, actually, this actually does look a bit like Artie with a mohawk. Actually.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Okay, it's like it sounds like more dischargey than Ineptity. Like, and even like Shaney's vocal approach is like more like Cal from Discharge. So if you love Ineptity, if you love Motorhead, if you love GBH, all that good stuff, check out this bad boy. Some older guys and some younger guys doing some straightforward GBH Discharge style hardcore from 2010.
That is interesting that they jumped from 80s 7-inch to 2010 LP.
It's pretty wild, right? And, you know, I guess those guys are probably like my age, you know, I guess.
That is pretty wild. I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
It's pretty wild.
That's pretty, like, I've heard of Gaps, but, like...
Hell, it's not quite as bad as Greg Ginn's Black Flag, you know?
No. Look at that. COC and DRI as well. And the Unruled. Somewhere in Montreal, I guess. Back in the day. Yeah. The Nils and the Unruled. That
would have been like 85?
Yeah, I think so. 84, 85. Yeah.
That's great.
That's amazing too. Just like Discharge and the Unruled together.
Yeah.
November 25th. 1983, actually, that gig was. There you go.
Oh. Okay. Well,
check it out. Schizophrenic Records put it out, who did a bunch of good stuff and reissued The Freeze and put out a bunch of good Canadian hardcore records.
DRI and COC would have been 84 that they were on tour, at least.
Probably right. That when they were still like raging hardcore.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. There you go. Butchers of Warfare. This is the name of the record.
Got it.
You got it? All right. Where are we? Luca, your turn.
This is interesting. This is the third Canadian selection in a row.
Whoa.
If you guys thought you had nothing to say about my last selection, you have nothing to say about this
even
one.
less about this one.
And also a thing that Dallas will probably like, but I don't know about anyone else. This is Lake Fire by Loil. This is a Canadian ambient artist. It's like dark, heavy drone ambient. It's not like ambient. It's like more like, like creepy. But super heavy, very dense.
Listen and learn.
So high right now.
He's a Canadian artist, and the interesting thing about this is
take a picture of Artie's face real quick.
Take a screenshot later.
Yeah.
Sorry, Luca.
Yeah,
Luca, carry on.
You see it?
No, we can't see it.
It's about.
I'll share it later. You guys check it.
It's a listening face.
The theme of the record is the wildfires that are happening on the West Coast. So all the songs and like the idea of the songs come about like environmental catastrophe. So it's like super harrowing and like very heavy and very grim and very foggy. And it kind of has like really beautiful artwork, like the sun shining through the wildfire smoke. He's been doing dark ambient stuff for like 25 years, but this is the newest one. It's very cinematic, slow moving, very powerful. I really like it.
Hold up and make Gabe club again.
Man, I'm sorry I made a joke. I'm sorry. That's cool. No, that sounds like something I should really be into.
Looks like a butt.
Yeah,
Like
it's cool. It's like it's really pretty, but really like heavy and kind of eerie. I really like it.
Well, I'm not gonna like. I mean, I'm glad that you like it. That I think that this is gonna sounds like an insult already, doesn't it? No. It's funny because I'm in a lot of record collector groups on like the internet and on Facebook and whatever, and there's always this sort of like it seems like there's this dichotomy between like utility of records, like something like to listen to music on and like rip it out of its packaging, whatever, and then owning a record as a piece of art, like a finite piece of art that exists in a time and place. And I think that you just talked about is like a great example of that. Like it's something you could easily experience in 100 other ways, but the fact that it's it's a physical representation of an idea is like you can't duplicate that, or you can duplicate it, but only reason. But that's what makes this media so. I'm pontificating now. Sorry.
No.
You can do it.
I mean, like it's true. Like that's most of the records I buy and I end up playing at home and that I bring on here are like things that we play in the house, and like something like this like sets a mood and it's kind of like an experience, and that's like mostly what I'm listening to at home. So
okay,
I'm glad that you like get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, it's but I'm not saying that I wouldn't enjoy the music. But I might, for me personally, that would be I would look at another medium. I would stream it, or I would like watch YouTube, like whatever. But like I might not add that to my collection of my art collection or whatever the fuck.
I think this is an interesting topic actually. Like the music that you listen to at home. I don't know. It's weird because often I'm not in the mood to listen to like some ripping, like some raging death metal, or even though I like it,
right?
Yeah, the mood doesn't come around that often, So often the music that I'm listening to is like some. I mean, obviously these are my picks this week, but it's like I've been listening to these records, but yeah, a lot of the time I've got some blues on, or like some like John Carpenter like soundtrack music.
Dude, those Lost themes, man. That Lost theme series is so awesome.
Oh yeah, that's a great. That's a perfect example.
So awesome. Like man, those I have all of those. Those are so awesome. I love those, and how the story behind them like coming to fruition and stuff is, man. Yeah, it was those fucking awesome. Those have been heavy rotation, probably the past few years for me. All of them.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Artie, it's your turn.
Okay.
What you got?
I'm all off my game now because I lost one.
Off your game?
Yeah. All right. This is definitely a left fielder.
Cool.
So how do I talk about this? I feel like I bought this record I got it recently for like $10 just because I had heard one song on it. And then I listened to the whole album, and then it's been on like rotation. But it's kind of like all right, I'm just going to show the record and then I'll explain what I'm thinking.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I bought that recently. I haven't listened
to it.
Did you have that one as your next one too?
No. I wish it was.
All the damn records you all got.
Yeah, I bought it recently too. I was just like, I had the one song in my head. I had Dancing Barefoot in my head, and I was like, I gotta get that fucking song. And it flipped. It happened. It was in like a shop for like $5 or $10. Grabbed it, and then there's a song in here called Revenge. That if you've been listening to it, it's like this whole record with the exception of like one song, could be like a doom metal record if you added guitars and you added like guttural vocals or something. It could be like it's just a doom metal record, but it's designed as like a pop poetry record. This song Revenge is like the darkest song, and I was like, man, this would be a sick cover. I would never like fucking be like, guys, we should cover a Patti Smith song, but I was like, this is
man. Let's do it. Ready for Death covers Patti Smith.
Patti Smith. I saw Patti Smith when I lived in New York. I saw her on the train once, and she was reading the Madeleine Albright biography, which I thought was kind of weird. I was like, that sounds like a terrible read, and it's not cool at all. I was like, well, it's Patti Smith, so I saw her, you know.
Isn't that like, is that a really early one, or is that like a bit of a later one?
This is, I think, I'm not super, like, I'm not a Patti Smith super fan. I'm a Sinead O'Connor super fan. I'm not a Patti Smith super fan. But I know that I think it might have been her third. I think it was like Horses, Radio Ethiopia.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I knew Horses when I was a kid getting into everything CBGBs. You know, I was like buying all that stuff. But then I never really followed everything. And Easter. Easter's a good one.
Yeah.
I had that and Horses, and that's it. And then I realized this was like, I was like, well, I know that song. Why don't I own that record? And then, and that wasn't even the best song on the record. It was the song Revenge is like the darkest song. Ooh. And it's not the darkest, but it's maybe darkest for her.
Right.
Yeah, it's like Patti Smith's doom metal record, basically.
Wow.
I didn't say the title. Wave. Yeah.
I'm excited to check it out. I bought it in. It's one of those things where I realized I didn't own any Patti Smith records, and I felt incomplete.
Right.
So I went and bought not all of them, but the ones we mentioned: Easter, Horses, and
yeah,
and that one. Yeah.
She's touring now, doing Horses live. I might go, but I don't know. It's like a Tuesday night here, but maybe I should go because she's probably going to die soon. So I don't know. I don't wish death on Patti Smith. I just mean she probably will expire before I do.
Yeah.
Never know. In the words of Dallas, never know.
You probably get hit by a car walking to the show. That's what happened.
Anyway, we might just all just get vaporized by a drone strike and not even know.
Literally could happen at any moment right now.
That'd be the best case scenario, though, to not know it, to not see it coming. That'd be the best.
Hey, man, I think it's happening, man. I think we're just gonna be chilling. And it's like vaporized, just like our video. Check it out.
That'd be great.
The end of it is just like whoosh.
Yep.
It's just like, and then yeah. Hopefully it's just painless.
Whatever, make it hurt. Who cares?
Millennials.
Or D-Ray, what's your next pick?
We're the new old.
D-Ray, what's
D-Ray? Call me D-Ray.
You're up next, Al.
All right, I got the RoboCop soundtrack.
Oh, this is why we send the list.
You showed that before, right, Artie?
I did, yeah. Because Dallas gave it to me as a present.
You did?
I did that one, yeah.
But I can't do it either.
No, you can. Yeah,
you can do it.
I mean, you're already doing it. Yeah,
do it.
I'll make it quick.
You're not going to get put in prison or anything.
Dude,
you might.
What's that?
Dude, holy shit, like, dude. Dude, how do you fuck with it? You can't fuck with this.
That's like some special edition, right? With the metallic.
Yeah, man. This soundtrack's so good. This movie's so good. Yeah. It's like we're like almost catching up to RoboCop. And that's what, you know what? It doesn't have a date. That's why it's like one of the better future movies. Everything looked kind of shitty.
Right.
And it was the future. And then it's like in the year so and so. It just was the near future is bleak. It wasn't like because they ran out of money. And so they spent all their money on the suit. But then, man, this soundtrack is so good. it's got orchestral, and then it has like synthesizers, which is like, it's like the whole, humans versus technology, cyborg. But yeah, man. But I love how like Paul Verhoeven said this movie is about the human soul. Like that's what it was about. It wasn't about like
I agree
being a sci-fi like just thriller vibe. It was the triumph of the human spirit over technology. That's what the movie's about. That's what we're fucking living now, man. We're living that shit now, man. The 80s have arrived, man. This is the best movies. I'm sorry. And the soundtrack is so good too. I saw this way too young. But like,
who composed the soundtrack?
Basil Blastore. I can't say his name. But Basil.
It's the same guy that did like Conan, I think.
Oh yeah.
He did like Conan. He did a bunch of stuff for Verhoeven. I think he did some of Verhoeven's early stuff. But man, the story of this, the making of this, and this movie is so badass, and it is so relevant to so many factors of society, and just I don't know, man. It's next. Even the soundtrack has this whole juxtaposition of organic versus synthetic that was put in there, and it's so catchy and just. I don't know, man. It's got a classic vibe and a modern vibe, and I don't know, man. This is the only one that needed to be made. RoboCop 2 is fun, but then after that, after Peter Weller was out, But then there's this RoboDoc that's like 4 or 5 hours long, man, and it's the whole making of it, dude, man, yeah. Anyway. Check it out, RoboCop.
Never heard of it.
Check it out.
Check it out.
No, I lost track and I didn't know what to.
No, that's cool. That's a cool pick.
Totally fine. Yeah.
That's nice. All right, everyone knows that I'm a big fan of the old the dollar bin or the $5 bin. So here's my my $5 bin pick of the week.
Okay, I got a $4.
Well, hopefully, wait. What?
Was this our $4 challenge?
I mean, I'm making a huge assumption that this is a $5 record. It might not be. I think it is. It might not be. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Either way, it should be a $100 record. It's so good. But going back to Wales again, Wales 1982. Fay Ray. Contact You. Obscure band who were kind of, this is fun actually, they were the band that was formed from the ashes of 2 other bands who had some singles out. One of them was called Hot Water, and the other band was called Dick and the Dicks.
Sure.
From rural Wales, 1980, 1981, like a punk band. So they got those 2 bands broke up and then they formed this band. Sheila McCartney on vocals, no relation to Ringo Starr. Okay, imagine a world in which there was a Susie and the Banshees record or records where all of the gothic was sucked out of it. You're looking at it right now.
I'm intrigued.
It's a cool record. It's like Sheila McCartney does sound a bit like Susie Sue, but it's more of like a poppy, new wave, female fronted, like power pop record. It's killer. Great tunes, kind of dark lyrics, like anti-war lyrics and stuff. War Games. It's Cold as Steel. It was produced by the guy that is fucking mixed and produced by some famous guy, Nigel Gray, who did produce Susie and the Banshees at one point.
Okay.
Nigel Gray. He's kind of a famous guy, I guess. Yeah. And he did The Police too, I think, right? Nigel Gray. So very of its time, but like obviously a record that's been lost to the mists of time. I mean, pretty good looking record. Just imagine like a kind of power pop, new wavy like Susie and the Banshees with just great songs and great songwriting.
Sounds awesome.
It's amazing. Yeah, this was like a pick from the Facebook group, and a lot of people bought it based on. I think it was Daniel Zambrano who posted it, and I searched it out like based on his recommendation. And a lot of people did too, and they were like, "Man, this is a great record." So
Cool.
I'm assuming that it's in the dollar bins.
Probably.
Area.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's crazy how many of those bands that were formed in that era that were just, you know, again, tax write-offs, or like, you know, just if they didn't get immediate traction, they were just abandoned.
That's it. I think it was one of those bands. Maybe there's some commercial potential here with this band. You know, let's get some big shot producers in. I think even the record jacket was done by some guy that's done other big, maybe Gary Newman stuff. And
yeah, it looks like it.
Right, and then it didn't really go on. I mean, it's on WEA, and it's on Elektra actually in the States, Elektra Records. So they definitely made a lot of them, and that's probably why it's still in the dollar bin or the $5 bin. But it's a great record, man. It's a killer record. Highly recommend it.
Sounds awesome. It sounds really cool.
Yeah, Fay Ray, contact you. That's my last pick.
Okay.
Check it out.
Oh, the last one. We're in the end game now.
Yes.
Wait, what about you got an extra one because of McCluskey?
No, I got backup.
All right, Luca, I'm excited for your last pick. What's it to be?
All right. My last pick is Shelter from the Smoke by Bill Fox. The last time I was on this show, I spoke at length about my deep, deep love for Guided by Voices. Bill Fox is kind of in the same family. He's a Cleveland-based musician. In the 80s, he was in a band called The Mice. And The Mice were kind of like a power poppy, lo-fi indie rock band. And their output and aesthetic very heavily influenced Bob Pollard to do Guided by Voices. The Mice records are really hard to come by. They're like $100 each, easy. They're fucking awesome. They're really, really good. After they broke up, he kind of like faded out of doing music. He released this record in 96 and then kind of stopped doing music for another handful of years. And this was just recently reissued by Scat, which is the label that did early GBV and The Mice and this. It's really, really cool. It's kind of like if Mice were more folky. It's Bill singing and writing the songs. They're incredibly beautiful and catchy, but it's more stripped down. There's a full band, but it's mostly acoustic. To me, it sounds like if GBV was the band that made and recorded Sweetheart of the Rodeo. It is it is a forgotten 90s masterpiece. It is so fucking good. Like I said, they just reissued this recently, so I got it, maybe a few weeks ago, and we play it in the house all the time. The Mice stuff is like perfect music, but it's a little bit more punk. This is like a really great, like folk leaning, interesting indie rock record. It's fucking awesome. It's great.
Wow.
Kind of goes back to my first selection with Shoes. Like if you're into like kind of some interesting Midwest, like indie, like kind of lo-fi rock, this is a record to absolutely check out. It's fucking great.
Wow. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. Already missed my whole rant.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What was he
I don't know if you care anyway. It's a band from Ohio. It doesn't really matter, I guess.
All right. I had like a Naked Gun level.
It sounds killer. That description makes it sound great. So
it's super great, Mike. I bet you dig it. It's super good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Artie.
I'm up. Hold on. Shit. Well, I don't know. Down to my backups. So let's see.
What you got?
Should I go Australian or British?
Let's vote on it. Actually, that won't work because it's British. British. I will work. British.
Okay. Fair enough. All right.
Is that a bad choice?
No, I don't think so. I mean, this is all like, well, I have two British choices, so this won't be my pick, but I will showcase the Bolt Thrower Live War LP, which is great. You never heard somebody thank the audience so much on the single record, just like we love it, thank you. Great. If you like Bolt Thrower and you like
Man, that's
expressing
a band I
gratitude.
never got to see.
Bolt thrower and gratitude.
I never
This is the
got
record for you.
like a band, like one of my all-time favorite bands, and never got to see them.
Me too. Yeah.
You guys never saw Bolt Thrower?
Never saw both of
No,
them.
man.
My top 5 bands that I egregiously never got to see were like Nausea, Bolt Thrower, The Cramps, and the Ramones, like most problematically, and the fifth one too. I can't remember.
Don't some of the Bolt Thrower guys have a new
Mike,
band?
how many of those you seen? I bet Mike's seen all those.
I was going to actually tell a funny story, actually, because like back then, in the 80s, I didn't like Bolt Thrower then. And it was funny because, okay, SNFU are coming to town. Who can we get to support them? Let's invite Bolt Thrower down from Birmingham again. Oh, Government Issue are coming to town. Oh, great. Bolt Thrower down from Birmingham again. It seemed like they were on like on every like US hardcore band that came to the. I know. Let's get Bolt Thrower to come down and support Scream again.
That's great.
Anyway,
that's great.
That's right.
It's just blokes down there I went to high school with. Whatever. All these other people's like, "That's my favorite band." You're like,
my actual pick is PJ Harvey, Hope Demolition Project.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, this is a record that came out 2016. I guess was it 2016 or 2018? 2016. So yeah, that means because I knew I had a new kid. And I was driving around, and I was, you find any excuse to like, well, we're out of diapers. I got to go to the store for 2 hours and buy a diaper, that kind of thing. So, so I would listen to whatever. I would catch up on stuff. And I've always been a PJ Harvey fan, although I fell off after her. Come on, cat. Sorry. I fell off after her like Tom York duet or whatever. So I stopped really, following. But then I put on this record randomly while I was driving around, and it was like I got like emotional about it. I mean, you're in an emotional state when you're a new dad, but this was like one of those records where I was like, "Holy shit!" Oh, that's upside down. Hi. No,
I don't think anybody noticed. It's okay.
These are all songs that I guess she wrote while she was traveling to, I forget where, Afghanistan, Kosovo, and like Washington, D.C. with like this photographer. Dude. So, I think this was bigger news in the UK than it was here. So you probably might be more privy to the background of this, but she recorded it like live in a museum, like in the basement of the museum through like people that were just walking through the museum could like watch them in the act of recording through like a glass wall or whatever. Like they couldn't interact, but they would like be able to see them like writing the album. And this was all like a lot of the lyrics are like these narratives of like, I think they're exact quotes from like the people she was traveling with that were describing the surroundings. And they're all like describing like these horrible war atrocity things, like, a family eating a horse's hoof, like a starving family, and like people getting murdered by hand and people begging for money. And it's like, it's excruciating, but it's a great it's PJ Harvey, so it's sung in this really catchy, memorable kind of sing-song way. It's not her like sexy slutty PJ Harvey, where she's just like like in Dry or one of those earlier albums. It's like this kind of like childish poet singing about like people getting murdered and fucking bombed out of existence, so it's relatable. And it hit me at a weird time. So it's like probably right up there with like her early stuff for me. And I'm a pretty big PJ Harvey fan, other than like that weird Tom York period, which I try to just skip.
Man, she's from this like very small village in the UK in Somerset, near the town of Yeovil. Yeovil is where the mob come from. It's a real small town. Like, and my sister still lives there, and I've seen her around because like my ex-girlfriend used to live in the same village, that they were kind of neighbors. And I think like I want to say that like back then, like when she was just getting started, she used to play in these really small like country pubs, like in these villages. And I think I might have seen her back then, or I've definitely like seen guys that were in her band, and they were like also there's some connection with like bands like Thatcher on Acid, like that anarcho punk band. I think there's definitely a guy that was in them who was in her early band.
That makes sense, and it's funny that you say that because I was thinking of like how if this record came out in like 84, 85, it would have been on the Crash Records. You know,
okay,
it would have fit right in with that. So
I
that's
mean,
kind of
there's definitely some connection there with that band and that group of musicians from those small like West Country villages in the UK.
Right,
they were all friends and hanging out with each other and stuff. So makes sense.
Yeah, that tracks. Well, it's a great record. I mean, there's just the songs on it are so grim, though. Even the ones that are like I think the big single on it was the title track, "Hope Demolition Project," and it was done. I think they got like because it's about a ward in DC that's just like awful, you know. And then it was like condemned by the politicians and everything that like, this doesn't represent our ward at the time, but you know, it's fucking bad. It's Washington DC, so like the lyrics are taken from like her driver, like, or as he's describing the surroundings, and she just wrote them down and used them as lyrics. And the video has they got like a gospel chorus, I assume from like the area, like a Black African American gospel chorus to sing like the chorus, which is the chorus is they're gonna build a Walmart here, and it's like. Like sung in this like this way, this like the welcoming, you know, like the archangels, and it's like they're gonna build a Walmart here, and it's just like it's so devastating. It's fucking horrible. So ending on a bummer.
That's cool. I've never even like seen that record or heard about it, so I'm keen to check it out.
Yeah, it's worth a listen. You know, it's not fun.
That's fine. I'm not fun either.
My favorite PJ Harvey factoid, which also plays into music that isn't fun, is in like 1990 when Slint released Spiderland, they put a note on the back of the LP that was like, interested female vocalists, please send a letter to, and it was like the drummer's parents' house. And they mentioned this in the documentary that came out a handful of years ago, that I guess like they got a letter from PJ Harvey, who was like looking to like move to Kentucky to join Slint.
Whoa.
Wow. Isn't that wild?
That would be a crazy like Marvel multiverse kind of thing to see what would happen with that.
Also imagine the songs on Spiderland with PJ Harvey singing would be fucking awesome.
I would definitely be down to hear that.
But it's cool because she kind of like folded into that scene, because like Albini did a bunch of her early records. Like she kind of like joined that world. It's kind of a cool story.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That's a great pick. Beautiful.
Oh.
All right, D-Ray. It's the last pick of the show. What's it to be? What you got?
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
Okay, here it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that the most recent one?
Yeah, man.
That's a good record.
Dude, look at it flash off the light.
That is not a bummer.
Man, my old buddy Sonny plays guitar in this band, and I'm so proud. Man, this stuff is so good. I met him way back in the day in my Asschapel days, and man, dude, to see this, man, this stuff's so good. So it's modern, it's classic, it's melodic, it's tough, it's mean, it's real, man. Yeah, this one and the last one, it's so hard to like. It's like they're neck and neck.
Yeah.
I picked this one because it was the new one.
All right, there you go. Yep.
Yeah, man. This stuff's really awesome. It's like it'd be like the equivalent of like, you know, like some how would you say, like it'd be like mountain music, and it was like it would get passed down, you know. It was like before radio or whatever.
Yeah.
But like it stays true to that early Morbid Angel, Bolthor, Obituary. There's that classic shit, but it's new and it's fresh. And there's still like a catchiness and like grimy realness to it that it's so good. It's just like a continuation of the tree, I guess is how. Yeah, man, this is
I like that they stuck on Tank Crimes. They could be on like a much bigger. They could be on the Central Media or something like that.
I think it works. I think it works in their favor to stay on that label.
Of course.
Yeah, it's man.
Of course.
I'm so proud of seeing my buddy Sonny like do this band. Like last time they played Chicago, I got this migraine headache. I wanted to go see him, and just I missed him so many times, and it bums me out. But man, yeah. Anyway,
that's a good pick.
That's great. Yeah, I did a bit of a purge recently of sort of a lot of like modern death metal because I don't need that much like modern death.
There's
metal.
A lot
that all sound kind of similar. Neckpop, obviously.
Yeah, man,
survived the purge.
It's school. Like there's like well, I mean, I just know Sonny, man. He's been through it. He's but he's in a lot of other music too. It's not just, but it's keeping it authentic and like a torch bearing kind of vibe versus like we're perfect and metal. It still has that old just
right.
Yeah.
You don't want Relapse or Central Media getting a hold of them and like, hey guys, why don't you, like.
Have you heard Turnstile?
Put a bit of gloss on
this. That would be great.
I've been meaning to check them out. I don't know. I heard. I'm
not a hater like some of the people.
I mean, hey man, there's a band that actually plays their instruments that kids like, and I'm not into it. It's not my thing. I think that shit's awesome. They actually like are playing actual instruments. It's not. It's like a band playing, and it's popular. I think it's awesome.
I think it's cool. So I mean, I like the way that it makes people
cool.
Makes people of my age.
Hopefully, it doesn't ruin all their lives. Is when I
haven't listened to it yet.
Interviews and see some of that, like this.
Next time,
this the dad coming out of me. I'm like, is this gonna ruin these kids' lives? Like, I'm kind of worried about them a little bit. I am.
Because they're too popular.
I hope.
No, they're gonna make. We don't need more kids turning out like us.
Imagine being that big of a band that age. Holy shit.
First of all, they're like in their 30s. They're not that young anymore, but like I'm
old as hell, so they're young.
I'm a long time Turnstile defender. Like for years and years, people were like, "Why do you like that band? They suck ass." I'm like, "No, dude, they're fucking good." And then this new record,
shit, man. They play their shit. Fuck it. Don't listen to it. You don't like it.
Yeah, I don't love this new one, but they're older. Every record up until this.
Don't listen to the new one. Listen to old shit, and don't listen to the new one.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
All right. That was a fun time. It's always a fun time. Amazing picks. A lot of we're all over the map tonight, which is cool.
9 LP set, first one.
Yes. Oh, what's the title before me? Look at that. A show coming
July
up.
11th.
When's the show? When is it?
July 11th, Chicago, Illinois, Beat Kitchen.
With some problematic bands.
Well, it's definitely problematic times. Problematic times bring problematic bands.
Check out the new Ready for Death record. It'll be out next Friday.
Yes.
A week from
today.
Friday. 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today. That's it.
27th of June will be out in the world.
Man. 2 weeks from today. Man.
Write the date. Save the date. Save the date. Talking of dates, next Friday we've got a show for you. Actually, it's a Chicago thing again.
Oh.
Yeah. Sarah is checked back.
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Sarah's cool. Always great to have Sarah. Christine Wolfe and Shannon Gross. Next week, June 20th, Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 9 p.m. Chicago time.
Yes.
I believe. It's going to be a great show. Thanks for watching, everyone. We had a good time. We're probably going to carry on chatting about some nonsense after the camera stop rolling. We've got a lot to talk about. Until next time, as always, as usual, what do we do, Artie?
Stay clean.
Stay clean. Stay healthy. And
I'm healthy as well.
Yes. Try to stay healthy.